Hi, I'm Sanya.
Wow. Welcome back to my channel.
Okay, sit closer if possible.
Okay.
All right.
Let me.
Do you have to change the cover all the time, or
Actually,
cover?
not really.
is it a cover on top?
You mean what, the condom?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Not-
the
not
condom for
really.
the yeah.
Because I
Is
haven't
that
had...
what's called?
It's more like I think it's not as sharp the sound, right?
It blocks all the... Yeah. Else it's going to be so sharp when you're driving, you hear like...
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
the S, like
The
sounds-
S, it's called plosives. Plosives.
I don't know what.
Yeah, it's basically the P's and S, the poop. Peter Parker.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like this girl I know. She wanted to do like a musician, but she's brown. So then her parents were like, "You can do music stuff, but you have to be engineer." So she became a sound engineer.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Oh, actually not
she's still
smart.
bad.
That's
studying. She's still
smart.
studying.
Like a
though.
middle of both things.
Yeah. But how sad, right? She's like, "I want to be a musician."
That's the best you can do.
Engineering.
Still like do music, but engineer. Yeah. Oh wow.
It's so interesting.
It's actually fun. Yeah.
But I feel like
so long.
after 5 minutes, I'll even forget like we're recording.
Yeah.
I'll just feel like we're having
That's
a
the thing.
conversation.
Yeah.
I just realized your hair's getting frizzy.
Because I just washed my hair for you.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
wash it for you. I was like, if we're gonna drink tonight, then I'll wash tomorrow.
Yes, actually.
What, you're
oh,
expecting
damn.
a
No, because
intense night?
yeah, like it just feels better like after like a drink
no,
night, like
100%.
showering and washing your hair.
I know.
Yeah, at first I used to be like the type of person like I drink and then I go to bed. But now I'm like I drink, I go to shower.
I don't know how the fuck you do that.
Yeah, and then I
Do
shower.
you schedule your hair washes?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
100%, right? How
Is
do you
that-
do it?
Is that a
Do you have
girl
a strategy?
thing?
Yeah. Try to keep my hair clean for a night out. So that way the photos are good.
Yes.
And then the next day wash my hair. Like even last night I was so angry because we went to a bar, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let's sit inside.
Yeah.
But then like my friend wanted to sit outside. And I
Yeah.
was like,
Oh, the smoking area.
yeah, it's a smoking area. And she was like,
Okay.
no, the photos are going to be better because of the lighting and stuff. And it's like, yeah, but my hair is going to smell like cigarettes and like secondhand
Ew.
smoking.
Yeah.
And 5 minutes later, she's like, okay, let's go inside.
Because she hated it too.
She hates it too.
Yeah.
But then like 5 minutes later, she's like, let's go inside. And I was like,
For the gram, you know.
yeah. But it was like, now my hair is like smelling like cigarettes. I
okay.
have cancer.
I mean,
And-
I can't tell. At least I can't tell.
You can't remove it? Like, let's say your hair smells like cigarette. There's no
Dry
Oh.
shampoo.
proper way to...
Speaking of that, there's this one thing, like, I don't know if you guys know, this one thing really interesting when I went to Korea. Because you know how, like, in Korea, obviously, in Korea, Korean barbecue is a thing. So
No,
they have the
Yeah.
spray specific for Korean barbecue. So, like, you don't always have to change or, like, imagine, because you know how they wear coat in winter? You don't wash that because it's big, like, it's heavy,
I
like...
have that. It's called Febreze.
I know. And they
It's
have...
in
called what?
Australia. Febreze.
Febreze.
No,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
have the
We have it in
small
Malaysia as
one,
well.
so you just specifically like you can carry it around, so you don't always have to wash your jacket. You don't have to worry like you know you walking like a human walking.
So you
barbecue.
spray after the Korean barbecue, right?
after
Obviously.
yeah. I don't know before or after, but I tried. It actually worked. I don't know what's so different comparing to like the normal Australian one, like.
Is it just like
Air
an
freshener, I don't know.
anti-odorant or something? I don't know.
Like, but for cold, like perfume, I don't know. But
That's
it's
actually
just
smart.
it's so cool because like Korean barbecue usually is so strong, right? The smell,
Oh, it's
but
so bad.
they like it doesn't stay with this.
What do you mean it doesn't stay? It stays on your clothes.
Yeah, but like after you spray the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's like me. Like I don't know about you guys. I hate plane smell, like airplane smell.
That's a good
There is a
question.
smell?
I love how I can't say it because my nose doesn't fucking work.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like plain smell?
Yeah. I don't know. There's this one smell, and like, cause I wear jackets and stuff, that when I come out, I can smell the airplane smell.
Is it like a very like plasticky kind of smell? Or no?
It's just I can't describe. It's like I have no words. I just feel like it's like airplane smell. It's a very like distinct smell.
I think because they spray, right? Like especially the
Yeah,
aircon.
Is it
yeah.
unpleasant?
Probably that's why.
It's not, but it feels weird because you know when you're in the air, you feel a bit icky. Is it just me?
I
feel
actually don't know.
because you have less oxygen, so you're more like
No, I feel icky. I feel
dry.
sticky.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to take a shower every time I go to
You
an
feel
airport.
that
Yeah.
anywhere.
Oh yeah, I
to
feel
be
that every day.
honest. You feel
Right?
it at home, you feel it outside.
More when
so
I'm flying.
Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Like my sister in Thailand used to take 3 showers in a day.
Thailand though, summer.
3, not every day. 3, like
I used
one in
to
the
do that, by the
morning,
way, yeah.
one after school, and like one at night. And then I would feel like I'm doing something wrong, taking 1 shower at night. I'm like, am I doing something?
The bill though, imagine. Not
It's cheap,
not
But I think it's way cheaper in Southeast Asian countries
Southeast
compared
Asia.
to Australia, right? Water?
Yeah, no, water is so expensive here.
Yeah, I know. Everything expensive here.
Oh yeah, fun fact, yesterday I was reading as well. Apparently Australians or Australia in general consumes one of the most water consumption in the entire world.
Wow.
You know why? That makes sense because we have the least water resource to like supplier, right?
Oh.
Don't you? Isn't it? I don't know if I'm making it up. I think so.
What do you mean? Like the
supply.
providers?
The supply is
The
quite
service
less.
providers?
Yeah. No, not service provider.
Oh, the
Just
water supply
capacity.
itself.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's why if you go to like places like Adelaide or like, Whoop Whoop, you have to like use limited water. It literally says like reduce your water consumption here.
Yeah, crazy, yeah.
And like me, turns on the shower, like till it warms up, I have to choose like my Spotify songs. And it's like, if I
Schedule.
spend this much time in my education, like selecting, I would be like,
I'll be a doctor. Yeah.
like
I'll be a lawyer.
every like time I have to be like, oh, this song, nah, that one, nah, this one. And then I go in the shower and I'm like, nah, I regret it.
I'm gonna go out just to fix this.
I like how
30
like
minutes.
doctor is like the
Yeah, the
Asian?
go-to profession.
yeah,
like,
what the standard or something, that
standard.
golden standard.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I can be a doctor.
If I'm smart enough, I could be a doctor. If I'm hardworking enough, like the standard.
I think because it's such an elite career, because someone's life is like in your hand, unless you're a GP.
Do you think it's kind of like Asian thing? Like, you know how parents, they feel like, oh, you should be a doctor, you know? They wouldn't even be like, oh, I want my daughter to be a president. No, doctor. To them, it's the higher form of like any kind of profession, not even like president.
It doesn't even matter.
Not
Even getting like a
astronaut.
PhD.
They don't care. Like, even like the other profession earns more. To them, doctor is doctor.
I think because
is
it's
that-
such an important
Do you
career.
think Asian parents think?
Yeah.
I don't know. If it's the same
100%.
with white parents.
100%.
Yeah, I think it's more Asian.
Yeah.
I think like the only 3 careers growing up that like people around we talked about was engineer,
Yes.
doctor,
Yes.
and like accountant.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would have thought lawyer.
No, accountant. Because the way, I don't know if it's like an Indian thing, but the way Indian people think is that every company in this world needs an accountant.
Ah.
So it's a like iron job. Like I don't know what you guys.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
like
the
a
job security.
Yeah.
Technology-proof job.
Yeah.
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 Is it? I don't know, but
Like,
yeah.
it can't be automated.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Beep. Casey just burped.
What the hell?
The toasty.
Okay, too much detail.
But yeah, like so those are the 3 careers that
Yeah.
everyone wants to do. But now everyone wants to do like computer science.
I know. Really changed, really sure. It's like my mom used to say like obviously like my mom talking Chinese, but like if you translate, it's like I want you to be like something yeah, or something piss, like therapist, like or like a lawyer, doctor, like kind of that's all there. Yeah.
Singer.
No. I love how you just said no.
No, not that one. Well, I feel like that's kind of like the same, right? Universal, like universal experience for all the kids with conservative parents.
Yeah.
Not necessarily Asian parents, just I guess so, like conservative parents, like job security.
Yeah.
It's not even
Stability.
like
So for context, like, would the 2 of you say that the 3 of us grew up with conservative parents?
No.
Not
I
you.
didn't.
Do you, Casey?
yes, I think so.
Mine, I would say like half-half. I wouldn't say proper conservative because I've seen a lot of like my other friends with like proper, what do you call that?
Tiger.
Like curfews or like tiger mom.
yeah.
But I don't think my mom is very, that kind.
I think I grew up with very like open-minded modern parents.
Sounds
But
like
now-
that, yeah.
Now I'm kind of like,
Different aspect, could maybe financially or with your profession, they're quite open-minded, but
Yeah.
maybe when it comes to marriage or like relationship, they're probably like, oh, at the end of the day, you're a girl. Like, I think it's like, oh, everything is spectrum.
which is interesting because all my life the topic has been like, be a strong independent woman, do
Yeah,
whatever you want,
yeah.
live your life, don't worry about guys, like very like female focused, like
Which is really
Female
cool.
empowerment?
yeah,
Yeah.
so very
Yeah.
female empowerment. Like, like we would go out to dinners with like family friends, and like some of them are really conservative, being like, oh, don't spend so much money on education, save some money for marriages and weddings,
Which
and
is
stuff.
crazy, yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, because I've realized a lot of different cultures don't do this, but very common in brown culture and Indian culture that you start saving up for money for weddings
I know.
from a younger age of your kids.
Like loans for like
Like
wedding.
what? A primary
proper
school?
wedding.
Middle school?
yeah. Like you have like a separate fund that you keep in mind that, oh, that's for my daughter's wedding.
Like
That's
a
so
piggy bank.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
But not for the education.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a bit crazy.
Yeah, and my parents were kind of like, fuck that shit. Like, always focus on education, live your life, do whatever you want.
Very wise.
Very like, and I think a lot of people were kind of like, oh, you have daughters? So you need to think about like marriages and like presents, quotation marks.
It's like you're trying to sell this product, like
Yeah. So we don't call it dowry anymore, but we call it presents to your daughter's husband and his family, which basically means dowry. Yeah. So I was like when I found out from my friends, I was like, that's crazy. I asked my parents and they're like, yep, people do that, but we're not gonna do it for you. Like you do whatever you want, date anyone you want, live your life. But once I started dating, like I told my parents like a couple of years later, it changed. It became more like, what about wedding? What about wedding? Like,
I think they probably realize at the end of the day still a little bit that influence, like, and it's again it's another form of security in that sense.
yes.
Because you already have the job security.
Yeah, I think they're like, you have job security, you have financial security at this point. You know, you're paying your own bills, you're living by yourself, like, you're happy. Okay, next step.
What's more the
Yeah.
next step? Yeah.
So right after you're like done with the checklist of being an adult,
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
like financial security, stable,
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
yeah. So it's like,
Interesting.
and I'm the type of person that I feel like I'm still so young.
Yeah.
And because all my life, like, my parents have been like, don't worry about it till you're like later in your age. But now I think my mom especially has changed a lot. And it came out of like nowhere, like a curveball thrown at me. But I kind of get it. She just wants like someone who's there for me, keeps me happy forever. But like, it's not her decision.
The execution.
Yeah.
Intention was good, but the execution end up more like, oh, I want to get rid of my daughter. Like, just take my daughter in that sense.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that conservative side
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah.
Which I can understand because they grew up in India, so that's what they saw.
Yeah.
So like, you can't really like hide your roots in a sense.
Fair.
But I think it's just surprising for me because all my life they've like said, don't worry about it.
I remember that when I first met you, like, your parents so like feminist in a way. They're like, no, you're not getting married till you're like 25. Like, how dare you? Like, I remember you were so scared, like, oh, I want to tell my parents because like they wouldn't like it, the fact that I might be in a serious relationship early in my 20s because like they want you to be like real mature, financially independent.
Yep.
Now it's just out of nowhere, like, get married, like quite interesting.
Yeah. Just for a backstory, I introduced my parents to the guy I'm dating at the moment, like November last year.
Yes.
So it's been 6 months.
Yeah.
And they have like fallen in love with him.
Yes.
Absolutely, like flat out in love with him. And like,
That's cute.
yeah, it's really cute, but it's overwhelming at the same time because I'm still young and like their expectations is like, oh, we don't want this good thing to like escape you.
Yeah.
Like we don't want like you to lose it in a sense. We just want to keep it like trapped for you.
Wow.
So it's like,
yeah.
it's almost like treating the guy like an object.
It's like them wanting to like secure this opportunity, which they think it's like, I mean, they probably see you at your best state of your life, maybe.
Yeah.
Or like you look super healthy, probably.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you know what? We're gonna secure this for my daughter.
Yes.
For her to be like this, hopefully forever.
Spot on. Exactly that. And he is a bit older. So for them, they're kind of like, oh, he's almost going to be 30. So he needs to start thinking about that. Or his family's
Well,
thinking
your
about
partner
it.
hasn't really comment on that. Like,
Yeah.
I think they're just really like
Pushing it. Yeah. And like for him, it's not a expectation that we have to. But I feel like he started to feel the pressure.
Yeah, he'll gradually feel.
Yeah. Which is weird because to them, it's not even them wanting you to get married. They talk it in a way like, oh, we're thinking for him.
Yeah.
While he's like, oh, wow, like, is that a yes or no? Are they like, you know, do they actually want us to get married now? Or like they just being considerate, trying to think for me while.
Yeah. And it's interesting because they think I'm putting him on a limbo where like I'm leaving him hanging because I'm saying like, oh, I'm young. I don't want to feel trapped and marry. And that's like adult stuff. But it's like, ask him. Like, why are you making a decision for him? But my parents have always been like my friends, and now they're showing the sides of them being parents.
Yeah.
So it's like a very different experience for me because I'm
They're
kind
like
of
playing a different role now, suddenly.
Yeah, it's a bit
Like
different.
out of nowhere as well,
of
like
nowhere.
especially the past 2 decades of your life or something.
Yeah.
They were just like your really close friends.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And like even with career decisions, which I think are bigger than this stuff,
Yeah.
they were like, do whatever you're comfortable with. Like, we'll support you. You want to do health, we'll support you. We'll always be there for you. But when it comes to stuff like that they never worried about before,
Yeah.
and seeing them like trying to kind of control the perspective a bit, just kind of like baffled me. Like, where is it coming from?
Yeah. It's like you're not complete as an adult, like check, like all the tick, all the checklists.
Yeah.
Like it's like you got the job, everything, but like, as a woman, at the end of the day, even you're young, like they will only stop and be satisfied till you're like, okay, done. The last one, you're married. Like we can finally, at peace. Like it sounds like that's the last step. Like at the end of the day, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I feel like that's so conservative. And I'm like, I've never seen this side.
I think they don't realize.
Yeah, I think so too.
Usually parents they don't realize. They like to think that they're more like modern, like open-minded, but when it comes to this kind of stuff, I think the intention is good, but they always panic for no reason.
Yeah, and it kind of makes me realize that can that Asian roots and that Indian roots can ever like get away from that conservativeness. Like, and I'm thinking about myself, like, if in future I'm a parent, like,
would you be the same unconsciously? Like, I mean, we would like to believe that like we're different from our parents and like, oh, I'm gonna be open minded, but like I've seen, let's say, my friend who's like newborn becoming a mother, and you show like they show a sign like, oh, like you can't escape that, like you still have a bit of your mom.
Yeah.
Like then like, oh, am I gonna be the same when I become a mom?
It's like a cycle.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder, like, will we be the generation that break the cycle? Because one thing that really resonates with me is that, like, my parents, they speak Hokkien, Chinese/Mandarin, and my dad speaks, I don't know, a few more Chinese dialects. It's pretty insane. But I feel like I know none of the Chinese dialects properly. So I feel like if I were to ever have kids in the future, somehow, that would be the end of the dialect. So it's like it dies with me. So that's a bit sad to, think about sometimes. Like, that's how, I don't know.
Sorry, my got numb. I need to move it. Got very numb.
Wait.
Shit.
But at the same time, I'm thinking like, how you're saying like you might lose the dialects and like that language. Is being conservative part of the culture, and we're losing that culture as well down the road?
Yeah.
Which kind of makes me worried because like I never want to like lose the culture because I'm a third culture kid, like, and there's so many different cultures that I grew up with, and I want to give everything. But if I'm in like a white country in Australia, like, we're very diverse, but at the end of the day, it's still a white country. Would my kid lose that? And it's like how like we start losing all the culture, and like makes me sad.
Yeah. And it's hard like to pick what to keep, what to like. Can I use the word abandon? Sounds so bad. Like it just
100%.
somehow conservative becomes like a negative term, while conservative like it's kind of like part of the culture in that sense because all the tradition and stuff. So it's like, do I just keep it because it's part of the tradition, part of the culture, even it's bad, not necessarily good? Like it's just interesting being conservative.
Yeah.
And one thing I realized as well as like, I don't know what generation it is, but basically, I think the three of us, one similarity is that we grew up in Southeast Asian countries. Wait, is Hong Kong Southeast Asia?
I don't think so.
Okay, never mind. We grew up in Asian countries.
That's bullying. Why are you excluding me?
Abandoning Hong Kong. Is Hong Kong even a country?
Oh, beep. beep.
But yeah, I mean, I just feel like, personally to me, I feel more in tune with my culture, which was something that I was very ashamed of. At one point, at my peak of the ashamed phase of my culture, I didn't want to continue my last name. So I actually made a vow to myself that I hated my culture so much and my last name that I was like, when I have a kid in the future, I'm never gonna continue the last name. I'm gonna erase it.
Wow, but how?
Yeah, but I was a very problematic boy.
Just first name, no last name. The kid.
I don't know, man. I'll just randomly
Aaron.
Yeah, I was about to say Aaron.
just take my name. That's your last name. But yeah, I wasn't thinking too far.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Fun fact, with the name topic and then Aaron, a lot of Indian cultures have that. So what happens is, when you have a kid, the kid actually takes the dad's first name
I heard
as
of
their
it
last
before.
name. So let's say like Kasey, you have a kid with Aaron. His name is going to be like Virgo Aaron. Like,
I love how like everything sounds good, like very knowledgeable, sounding like Virgo, Aaron, like yep.
but can you imagine, like, that's such a patriarchal, like, if one conservative thing I want to leave behind and like move on, it would be that. Because imagine all your identity, you have your dad.
Yeah.
Like, it's so patriarchal.
Yeah.
And like, it's kind of like not okay, because what about the mom who gave birth to you?
I'm not taking my husband's last name.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that, man. It's that whole thing, like what, like some. I think you mentioned this one example is like this doctor like got like a degree and people be like, oh, like female, like why you didn't take your husband's last name? Be like, did he go to uni? Did he do the PhD? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to take his last name, but I just found out that with staff travel, if you want to use like
Oh wow! Wait, no background context. What you mean by staff
Yeah,
travel?
do some background context.
so my boyfriend is a pilot and he gets staff travel to like.
So does it mean you have to be married and with his last name? That's why you can only be on.
I'm not sure. So someone told him that if I want to visit Middle Eastern countries,
Yeah.
with staff travels, the discounted tickets, we need to share the same last name because you can't be
The
technically
culture,
dating.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
So
only specific
how
countries
often
then.
you go?
I'm not sure if it's only Middle Eastern countries or Middle Eastern airlines.
Okay. The airline, then it'll be.
And you know
completely
what? I
different,
would do
yeah.
it for Emirates any day. Any day.
Why would you like to take your husband's last name?
For Emirates free ticket.
The only reason.
The only reason. But
So
I
funny.
would want my kid to take my partner's last name. The only reason why is because he's the only son in like his entire like generation, and they're all like cousins. All his cousins are girls, his sister and everything.
Okay, yeah.
So if he doesn't have the last name running down, like
Bye-bye.
it's done.
Yeah.
The last name's done.
Yeah.
Very relatable content, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm.
Why
the
you look
last-
at me, man? You gave me stress. my family tree done too. I'm the only child.
But it's
That's true.
but you both are like in English. You both are like pretty much the same.
To be
Not a big
honest,
difference.
Same, yeah.
But I can't even see myself having kids.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm too
100%.
young.
I think fair.
Yeah, like at the moment I just see like enjoying life. Like
Live blah blah.
eat
$7 coffee.
Yeah, you know, that's every time like I'm like, you know, making impromptu trips, like going to Sydney or like being like, let's go to Perth, let's go like travel.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you have kids, like
Imagine you have to take your kid, you're like, come, pack your bag, and you know, drag the fucking kid on the airplane. And then quiet, and be like, people be staring at you like, oh, look at that beach with her kids, like, yeah, and you can no longer have your $7 coffee
no, you can't.
Why?
because you're paid for school.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, and like
And you're pregnant, you can't drink it.
Yeah,
Obviously.
that's the thing. Remember, if you're pregnant, you can't drink coffee for 10
Caffeine,
months.
caffeine.
no,
Not
you can
coffee.
have one coffee,
Not even Coca-Cola.
but you can have one coffee a day.
No.
Okay,
You can't have
Decaf,
alcohol. Decaf, yeah.
Yeah.
but that does
That doesn't count.
Think about it.
that's so annoying.
Think about it.
And you can't even dye your hair or do makeup
Yes.
because
Why?
so some makeup have chemicals that
Yeah.
can like mess
And
up
it
with
goes
the
in?
baby.
Yeah.
And like you can't definitely bleach your hair because that
Yeah,
the
yeah,
roots and stuff.
yeah.
Like, and you can't have sushi, which like
Yeah,
I can,
raw meat, yeah.
no. And it's like
The commitment.
I think the hardest thing for me would be
Coffee?
Coffee?
no. Wow. Okay. This is. I can't go to bars and have cocktails. What do
For
I
9
do?
months though.
For 9 months. What do you do on a Saturday night, like, or a Friday night? Like, you just stay at home and like what?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do?
True. I mean, not true. I cannot relate, but yeah.
Yeah.
Can see where I'm coming from.
Oh, I would use that pregnancy card all my life. Like, I'll be like, I want, like, I don't want to do the laundry. Why?
I'm pregnant.
Oh, I had a
used
baby.
to be
I had your
pregnant.
baby, man.
Have you forgotten I was pregnant 5 years ago?
Look at your kid.
Yeah. You see that kid? It came out of me. Do the laundry. But like, I feel like the topic of kids makes me realize that, yep, we're in a white country where public schools are free. Wait, were public schools free for you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
No, I think we have like a fee, but it's a really low fee because I think it's government subsidized. I have no idea. But it's public school for a reason. It's not private.
Yeah, I'm not sure because in Thailand growing up, like, especially as a third culture kid, like being Indian growing up in Thailand, going to public school was like not even like something that was ever discussed. Like it was always international schools, private schools kind of topic.
Yeah.
That makes me realize that, like, makes me sad because my kids probably would go to like public school here.
I think public schools are fine though.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine myself being, specifically like being a parent. Like I can't imagine. And being a parent in Australia when I didn't grow up in Australia. Like imagine learning everything. Like how does it work? Like let's say if I live in, beep that. Let's say if I live in Coffee and I want to send my kids to study. Like does it work like that? Or like it has to be like the city council, whatever shit. Like, and I don't understand the system. Like, how does it work? Like the subjects, everything. And apparently the kids here finish school at fucking 3:30. What the fuck is that?
I know you're so bitter over it.
I
Until
know, I'm
now,
so
like
sorry.
every time we talk about school,
I got
because
so stressed. I was like,
Wait.
let's do.
Kasey finishes at like, yeah, Kasey, you go.
Technically it's 4, but no one finished. But then I usually finish around 6.
So her school, it's like a full-time job, probably worse.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say something that's gonna make you really angry at me.
Me too,
I'm
me
gonna
too.
slap you. I'm gonna
You go
slap-
first, Sanya.
So my school started at 7:40 a.m.
Okay, nah, that's good.
Yeah, and then we had registration for 20 minutes, which was like catch up about current affairs about the
Yeah.
world and stuff. And then like
About the world, okay.
everything, like
Interesting,
just
okay.
like current affairs, like what's happening and stuff. And then from 8 a.m. to 2:40 was my school. And then from like 2:40 to 3
What the fuck
o'clock.
is that, kindergarten?
You know my school finishes at 2:10? That's the latest. We have earlier days. On Fridays, we finish at like 12 something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Fridays are the best.
But for me,
TGIF.
we had like extracurricular.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we have it too, but after 5.
What the
What
hell?
the fuck, man? Might
What
as well
time do
just
you
stay in the
start?
school.
8.
So like, but how long is your lunch break?
1 hour.
Okay,
I
we
think
had 40 minutes.
1 hour.
35 here,
15
or
minutes,
30.
yeah.
And did you have like morning break?
Yeah, recess, yeah.
How long was that?
Half an hour?
Yeah, because you have such long breaks. We didn't have that. We only had like 20 minutes in the morning.
But I'll be honest though, I would rather have like shorter breaks and finish earlier
I
than
love how we
to-
talk like it's a job. Like, like, I don't want to clock out, but yeah.
1 hour lunch. That's so long for a school day.
Yeah.
You can take a proper nap.
Yeah, because we finished school at like 4 5. That's
Yeah.
why.
They need it to survive.
Yeah. That's why now that makes sense why people be like, oh nah, you will love it when you start working, you miss school. I was like, cause you bitches be finishing school at 3. What the fuck
2,
is that?
Yeah, like so do
2, you.
but we had to do extracurricular like at least 2 to 3 times a week. So we would have 3 to 4.
Stay back after school.
Yeah, and like do school production or like chess or like everything like that. Like you had to do it.
Do you have it, Kasey?
Do I look like I don't have it?
Extracurricular.
Since primary school.
Like, I'm really curious though, what clubs or societies did the both of you join?
So since growing up,
Yeah, I guess so, in school.
okay, so when I was like younger, I did horseback riding. But
Oh
then
my god, I'm
What?
gonna show the difference.
That's a club?
yeah, but then I found out that every time I sat on the horse, I would get sick. So I don't know if I was allergic to the horse for what. So my mom took me out of that.
She
was
really shows the levels, man. Like,
she was
public
like-
school versus international school.
Yeah, and then we did taekwondo, the basic
Oh,
stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of charity work growing up because my dad was big on that. He was like giving back to society. You have to like learn.
Wow.
From a young age.
Okay.
So did a lot of that, volunteering and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I say one interesting thing? I
Yeah.
used to find taekwondo quite cool, but I didn't do it because apparently to my mom it's not feminine enough.
Wow.
Yeah, so I didn't do any of hoo or haha, you know.
My mom's so different to yours. My mom's
Yeah.
like, you need to do it to protect yourself, your future, blah blah blah.
I
But
did fouling.
I did that
What?
too.
That's
But
so
my shoulder
standard.
hurts.
Your shoulder.
But very cool.
My shoulder is not built for violin.
It wasn't. And like my parents were like, we're gonna buy you violin, you're gonna do everything. I did it, and I was so like scared to tell my parents that I'm sorry, like it's not working out well, my shoulder hurts.
Yeah.
But so I would skip the classes, which is worse. Like yeah. And then like my sister was like, she snitched me out. And she was like,
That's
Mom,
so funny.
Mom, she's not doing it. She stands in the corner and like she's like goes to the toilet, spends 30 minutes.
She
Just
takes
in
a
the
shit
toilet,
every time
15.
violin starts.
Yeah. So my parents just gave the violins away. What else did you do?
I did violin and art club and choir back in primary school, and then I
Cry?
think choir.
Choir.
Oh, choir. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
and choir. Okay, yeah.
She did that too.
Both.
That's a
like,
club?
At the
Sign me up.
music room. At the music room. Do re mi fa sol la ti do.
Choir do. Choir do.
You know how they do it? They do like dun dun like that. Yeah, I hate that shit, man.
I can't relate. I'm so musically declined, to be honest.
Me too.
I'm so
No,
musically
no,
declined.
because it's a big group. You just stand in the back. You don't actually do that.
I've only done choral speaking.
Huh?
You know what it is?
that?
It's like a group of like 20, 30 students, and you're like presenting on a topic.
That's called slam poetry.
Debate?
A debate, yeah.
No, it's not a debate. It's like 30 people or like 20 people, and it's like, or 40 sometimes. You just like stand in like 3 lines, and you just like present
Talk to
a specific
yourself?
topic. No, you just like, yeah, all talk in unison, and then you have like, I don't know, it's sort of like a
Performance art.
yeah.
Amazing.
Then you have like, you can do like, I don't know, waving shit or whatever.
What is that? Sounds so culty.
It sounds like improvisation classes.
What is that?
No, but the thing is that I never realized, but we presented on like quite important topics,
Yeah.
like climate change and stuff.
Oh, that's
And then like during the climate change, you know, some people like pretend that they're dying or some shit. But it's like, it's really
improv. It sounds like improv.
Why?
Yeah, but it's really
We don't
rehearsed
have
though.
that.
Sounds good.
We don't
Yeah,
have
it's
that.
pretty
I've
cool.
never heard of that.
I think the only reason why I joined because I don't really get the attention. Like no one really focuses on me, or even the attention comes
Like
from
you
me.
just
It's like that
wanna
5
like
seconds.
get the hours done just in the background.
Yeah, I just
that.
like fuck man, just
Fuck
like
up.
no. But to
Yeah.
be fair, that's not mandatory though. That was if you want to do it, you do it. And I think that I did it because it just felt like fun.
Oh, it does
Felt like
sound
something I
fun
just
though.
wanna try,
Yeah.
I'm sure this would not come as a surprise. I did debate society.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I did that. I did MUN, Model United Nations, for a bit.
What is that?
What's that?
So you pretend like this is
Pretend.
like this is so sad. So you have like kids from, it's a very common thing in international schools, I think.
Yeah.
So you have like kids pretend to be different countries and their representatives, and then you talk about like different topics, but you have to talk from the perspective of the country you're representing.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, so if you're from Thailand, then you have to be like against abortion because
Oh,
it is a
wow.
Buddhist country.
What
so
the
things like
fuck?
that.
So you have to be quite knowledgeable.
So it's not
Yeah.
even your own personal opinion. You have to represent, even let's say you pro or like you have to do like anti.
Yeah. And then you have to do research. So you get like 10 minutes to research quickly. And then you have to make
that's
allies
pretty
from
cool.
other countries who have same thinking. It's quite fun. And then they
That sounds
decide
fun.
if they pass the bill or not based on like
Yeah.
what country support and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yo, that's actually cool.
Yeah.
And
You
this is
know
what, middle school, high school?
Yeah, like secondary school. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I did that too. I did fruit and soap carving.
What is that?
So you know like how you can like carve artwork on fruits and soap?
Wow.
So I did that too.
That's a
So
club like
specific.
specific. Yeah.
yeah,
so
so we had like a
niche.
Japanese teacher, like she would like bring out the knives and we would do it.
Chun, chun, chun,
Yeah,
stab everyone.
Yeah, and I was like donating free soaps to people. Then I was like,
I love how donating soaps.
yeah, donating like,
Yay.
guys, I did artwork. Don't use it because it's pretty, but you can have it.
Put it at
Forget
home
it.
in a
I
glass.
have it.
You have a lot of
Like, really
candles.
pretty like soap
Are they
and
soap or candles?
both.
Did you do it yourself? Did you carve it?
Some of them, yeah.
It's so fun, right? It's so therapeutic.
Yeah, then just leave it there, dry or melt. Yeah.
Yeah. And I did like a really weird club, which was like you go to like EYC, early years center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then you just hang out with like kids. So you're kind of like pretending to be like a babysitter, but then like you're a kid yourself. I'm not sure why I did that, but I was like, oh, I love kids, so I'll do it. And then you just hang out with like kids.
Oh.
But I just felt like it was like free babysitters for like
Yeah,
the teachers'
I know,
kids.
I know.
That sounds fun,
Teachers' kids.
Yeah, so it was like
Interesting.
creche. Almost.
Crash?
But a crash. You know what's crash?
No, I don't.
So it's like when teachers are like teaching at school. What are the kids gonna do? So then schools have like this little area called crash where the teachers like drop their kids off.
Don't their kids have to go to school?
No, babies. So it's like a daycare. Crash is like a daycare.
Daycare for like
Babies.
babies?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like you've never heard of it. Is that like
I'll be honest, I'm a bit confused.
Yeah.
Ah.
Babies like 1 year old?
like really like younger kids? Yeah. So
What?
kids who
Why
can't-
would you bring a 1 year old?
No, so what are they gonna do when you're back to school and you have your full-time job?
I don't know, I'm from Hong Kong, we have maid.
Yes. I mean, we assume.
You can't give birth to kids if you don't have that, technically.
I think it's like something international schools do to make sure that their teachers don't leave and go back to their own country. So,
That's
like
so interesting.
English and American teachers wouldn't go back to give birth and take care of their kids there because it's free daycare there. So in Thailand.
That's pretty insane though, like the
Yeah.
whole thing, like
But I'll be honest though, that system sounds really
it's actually
sustainable.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a good cycle. It's like,
Yeah, and then it's really accessible because during break times and when the teachers don't have like classes, they can go down to the creche area
feel
and
like
hang out with the babies.
It's a white thing. Asian, they don't give a fuck. Like you give birth to a baby, like you do it yourself.
wait, I thought this was in Thailand.
yeah, it's in
But it's international.
International
school.
Oh, okay, fair, yeah.
Like
It's like-
Asian themselves,
So
they
it's somewhat
wouldn't. They wouldn't
westernized.
help. I
yeah,
feel
and it's like a
like
leverage to keep you there.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's
it's
fair.
free.
So
It's like a staff
free.
benefit.
So smart.
Yeah, staff benefits.
Nice. But like disclaimer that's like, oh, we don't take responsibility for your child.
Yeah.
We'll do our best, or how does it
No,
work?
no, it's like a proper daycare for the
Oh,
kids.
so obviously there's like supervisors and stuff.
Yeah, like nannies and stuff. But
Okay.
but it was fun because I was like really into kids at that time.
That sounds so fun.
I don't
Oh
know.
wait, that sounds so
Primary
wrong.
school.
No, like I just
Come here, my
not
baby.
primary. I was like in year 10, year 11, so I was kind of like I was like I don't know. I was like
Borderline adult. Young
Borderline.
young
You mean a
adult.
teenager?
yeah. Oh, and also because I did Duke of Edinburgh, which is like this award that you get if you do like expedition and you have to do charity stuff and you have to do extracurricular activities. So one of the extracurricular for that I did was crash care and stuff. Like
I love
daycare.
the difference for her school is like if you do that you get rewards. For our school it's like if you don't do that you get punishment. You go
Yeah.
detention.
One is like
classes.
positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
One is like positive punishment.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's because, but for us, it's sad too, because the only reason we did like Duke of Edinburgh awards and stuff was because from younger age, they're like, that's going to look really good on your university application.
Yeah.
So all your school life is your university application.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's the positive.
Guess that's the universal thing, yeah.
I'll be
Asian.
honest though. I'm so glad that none of my school activities or like anything that I did in school matters anymore at the moment.
What else did you do back in school?
No, as in
Did
like
you play any instrument?
no, I did not.
So, 'cause
Recorder?
it's not
Recorder, yes.
Happy birthday, BBB, like that's the only song.
Twinkle, twinkle.
Yeah.
I learned how to play that Wong Fei Hong.
BBAC, like what the
The
hell? Well, okay, I don't know that.
What's that?
It's like a
It's like Chinese
Chinese
kung
kung fu
something.
theme song or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm having a cramp.
But anyhow, I'm just a little bit mindful of time because we do need to
Because Kasey's having a cramp.
because Kasey has a cramp, so we need to end it. So yeah, Sanya, before we end this episode, do you have any final words or something you'd like the listeners to take away?
I can feel my toes.
Just don't listen to anything I say. I bullshit a lot. I have no idea what I just said in the last 40 minutes.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer: none of us take any responsibility for the words that we say. This is not advice. All right, go do your own research. Yeah, Kasey, any last words?
I fucking hate my high school. Fucking hate it.
That's fair. I'm alright with it. Okay, thank you for listening to this episode of Low High Trips. Shout out to Sanya. She's been an amazing guest. 100% we'll get her back once again. And also quick shout out to Vip. Yeah, okay, bye.
Yay.